Hi guys, welcome to our new AutoCAD tutorials. We'll cover some basics and the setups of the actual AutoCAD to get started. Create a new drawing and we'll do some basic practice of geometries. First we'll get the setup out of the way. In the settings workspace should be selected to drafting and annotation by default. If it's not, then select drafting and annotation. Then on the down bar in the drop down here we have a lot of the features. The light blue ones are the ones that should be turned on, recommended for beginners, and the others are customizable however you want it after. Show annotation object should be on. The snap cursor to 2D reference point should be on. The object snap tracking reference line should be on. And the dynamic input should be on. The grid, this is the drawing grid, you can turn it off, keep it on. I prefer to keep it on. And there's the restrict the orthogonal mode, which is useful. Sometimes have it off, sometimes we have it on. What this does is, say if I want to draw a line and I can rotate it in any direction, I'm free to do that. However, if orthogonal mode was turned on and I want to draw a line, I can only draw it in 90 degrees unless there was another point to connect to, which is useful for precise drawings, but sometimes you want to have it turned off. We'll move on to the ribbon. These are the features. These same features can be accessed through the command panel. The command panel, you don't actually have to click the command tab here. If you just type anywhere, then you'll access the command feature. We'll start by searching units, enter, make sure it's in millimeters, decimal precision, then OK. Then we can look at the selection. Now if you click anywhere with your cursor and you drag it from the right, it's a blue selection. That's a box selection. If you drag it from the left, it's a green box which selects the whole shape. We'll demonstrate these with two intersecting geometries, two rectangles. So if I use the blue section here, it won't select it. I'd have to select the whole shape. Now notice it's only the actual shape select, not the intersected shape. So that's useful if you want to select shapes that are intersecting with other shapes. However, with the green box select, if you just highlight it even a tiny bit, it will select the whole shape. So if we select here, we'll select the whole shape. That's useful for selecting the whole shape for quicker and faster pace. We'll delete this for now. We'll start by drawing some simple geometries and exploring the features. It doesn't matter where you draw it, the origin doesn't matter. You just draw it on the right side. Start with the center radius anywhere, and we'll do a 9mm. We'll have to zoom in for that. Now you can notice it is very zigzaggy. That's because we didn't have the orthogonal mode on, so it's not as smooth. Now we'll turn it on and we'll redo it. Hopefully we get a smoother circle. That's perfect. And then we'll create another one. If you hover your mouse, you can see the quadrant and the center point. If you do not see these, that means you don't have it turned on in the snap cursor drop down menu. Make sure you have all of these checked exactly as they are. So there are 6 of them. That should be the core ones. Okay, since that is out of the way, we'll draw the second circle. Hover the cursor around the edge so that the center point appears. I'll do that to 8. Now we'll do the line function, LIN for short, or you can select it from here. Space to select. We want the quadrant of the inner circle. Extend so that it exceeds the outer circle. Escape to cancel the feature. And then space again. What space does is space repeats the previous feature chosen, and because it was line, a space will select the line feature in this case. So select the quadrant, extend it, and escape. Now I want to use the trim function, which is the scissor symbol here. or you can just search TR for short space. Click anywhere and then drag it to select multiple lines. And then you can also select individual lines to trim like this. You just trim off these to create like a spanner, end of the spanner. And then we will create some reference lines. So LIN again, or you can select it from here. Hover your mouse to get the quadrant. Drag it across 70mm. Then it continues on. You can click escape, but since we're going to use this, we'll keep it again 70mm, and then escape. Click the space function to repeat the line again. We're going to find the center point of this, select. We're going to go down, let's say 45. From this, we're going to extend so that it intersects. Now this intersection point will be where our second geometry will be drawn. So we'll select the circle radius, center radius. From here, 7mm should be fine. And then we'll create another one. Click space to repeat. Shortcut. We'll do it 14mm. That should be fine. Now we can delete the reference lines with the green box if you just select it. It's much quicker. Okie dokie. Now we're going to connect these two geometries using with like an arch. And that's going to be done with the circle tan radius. And so if you select anywhere here, it doesn't matter. And then another tangent here. We could do about here. It doesn't have to be precise, but as long as it looks similar. Specify maybe 45. Go with 50 actually. And then we have this here. Now we can do the TR function, search space, and then you can actually trim this whole circle part, leaving this arch bit here. These are now connected. Now we're going to offset this one. To get the offset function, it's the one underneath here, or you can search OF for short space. Tells you to specify a distance. We'll use 7mm. Test it out. Then click on the arc line you want to offset. Then it'll give you the option to drag it below or above. We're going to offset above in this case. Now we're going to use the TR function to get rid of this dirty geometry, and get rid of this one as well. Now we've got this, and there's another one here. So now we've connected these two geometries together. Now we're going to explore the mirror function. Now before we do that, we would have to trim off half of the circle, otherwise the mirror will overlap and it won't work. So go LIN, hover your mouse, find the center point, extend it out, and then same for as you're going down, to extend out just so that it covers the full thing. We're going to use the TR function and then just trim out all of this, and now it's ready for mirroring onto the vertical. The mirror function is this triangle mirror. Copy 2 copies here, or you can click MI for short space to select. Now when you first click mirror function, you have to select the object. You can do that by using the green drag function, highly useful. Then click space. Now we specify the mirror line. Mirror line is going to be here. Just select this anywhere on this line, and you can move it around, but we want it to be mirrored exactly at the vertical. Click. Now do you want to erase the source object? No. Click no, because we want to keep the copy. Now we can delete the reference point. And now we've got our geometry here. We've explored some some of the key features of AutoCAD 2D schematic. We'll do some 3D in the future, and then we'll do a range of other things like plan views in the future. We'll just finish off this drawing with a LIN, mirror off, draw a reference point here, and then we can mirror off we'll have to actually trim it. So we want to, in order for us to mirror it, we'll have to trim half this. So we'll actually create a reference line all the way through, so long enough so we can trim with exactly all the parts. Over here, that's done, and then we'll trim this one here. Now that is done. Now we can use the MI function mirror and box select everything, space, select the reference point here. Do you want it erased? Nope, I want to keep it. Delete the reference line. So that's how you get draw a basic geometry using a multitude of functions, and you can also rotate the view using the top right cursor view over here. Now we can color it. If you want to color it, there's a hatch function which allows us to color it. Before we color it, we can explore the extrude function. So if we go to extrude, it will take a few seconds to load. Okay. Now I want to select the objects to extrude, and then you can pretty much select everything, space, and then it lets you extrude by however many. This is when you're dealing with 3D objects. For now, we'll leave it as it is. We'll leave it 2D. If you do want to explore the 3D, you would go to 3D modeling, but we'll look at that for a future video. And we'll finish off with the hatch function here. If we click hatch, it will allow us to color the actual geometry. So we want to select a solid current. We want to select something like something gray, and then you can pretty much select the whole thing here. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and there will be new tutorials on further things like plan views and other types of geometries.